What's up, everybody? This is Jeremiah, and today you're gonna react to the video "Villains Who Choose Violence" by Waves. Now, all through fiction and cartoon history, man, there's some villains who, they're good villains, and there's some bad villains, and sometimes there's villains that just want to see the world burn, the whole universe just burn. They're like Joker, but times 10 that amount with powers. They're like Joker with powers, with multiversal powers. Powers that just wants to watch the whole world, the whole universe, galaxy, solar system just die for a joke, for some humor, for some humor, for some comedy. For real, it really is. It really is. There's some villains out there in fiction that they do be like that. So without further ado, let's react to the video.
Do not worry, samurai. You will see me again. But next time, you will not be so fortunate. You're back already?
Now, when it comes to being the bad guy, there's a lot of different ways to go about it. Either it's because you've been done wrong and you're seeking out revenge, you want to make a selfish choice over a selfless one, and in turn, it will cost the lives of many people. Or you're just a hater and you like to see people suffer. There's a lot of different reasons to be the bad guy. In fact, why would you want to be a hero in today's world? It makes more sense to be evil than it is to be good. A lot of people would take you for a dickhead and take advantage of you. And most of these people won't even rate you for being a hero. Some of these men might have the balls to sue you for saving them. That's mad. But if you were to ask me, I would definitely become an anti-hero. It's really the only path that really and truly adds up and makes sense. But the point is, there's many reasons to be a villain that hopefully we can all sympathize with and understand. And some of these men are just evil. Some characters are so demonic, so malicious, so hateful that the reasons that they're evil villains makes no sense. Their mindset to it doesn't add up. They'll become the world's most dangerous person, kill millions of people, enslave civilizations, lie and manipulate their way into power and deceive many people. And it's just for reasons like dashing a bagel at them. What does that mean, bro? What does that mean? A while back, I went over some characters that I thought were complete menaces. And today, I wanted to spin off of that and speak about some characters who are just the definition of pure evil. And the list I have for you, man, today, some of you are probably gonna cry at this. So without talking too long, let's jump into it, man. Beginning with the demonic void himself, the man who emerged from eternal darkness, Aku from Samurai Jack. And I'm not playing with you. Aku literally came from eternal darkness in the universe. He was born to be evil. The guy was so powerful, they had the most random alliance to come together to defeat him. You had Odin and Ra the Sun God on the same team. Shit, they might have had LeBron there as well. Because what kind of link up is this? And these men all came together to defeat the Black Void, which eventually became Aku. And Aku is on some pure menace shit. The man was so evil. When he came to Japan, he was the sole reason why the dinosaurs were eradicated from the entire planet. Wiped off, exploded out of existence. He corrupted the lands and was destroying the earth. He made the emperor watch him destroy his city and his civilians. He enslaved hundreds of people and forced them to work in mines. He sent Jack to the future where he ran the world and became his ruler. Sent multiple assassins after Jack like the minions of Set, who completely whooped the guy's arse cheeks, bro. They beat the shit out of him, I ain't gonna lie, it was crazy. They were finessing him, they put this guy out of commission, it was rough. And from what I remember throughout the entire show, there's only been 2 people to beat the shit out of Jack. The Gate Guardian and the minions of Set. Everybody else was getting rocked by the man. He was clearing everyone. And this isn't even the end of it. Aku is just a hater. He found pleasure and amusement in torturing and taking the piss out of everyone. Like in one episode, these aliens from another world came to him to ask if they could repair their ship to go back to their planet to fight a war they're having. And these men could also benefit him because they were rich.
I know this one.
Slap him some money. And they were rulers too. So they could have had a fair trade and they could have made a great alliance. But to Aku, he didn't give a shit. He violated them and sent them to the mines. And when their robot advisor said that he was tripping, he killed him. And for what? What did this benefit? It was for nothing. And you know what's mad about this whole interaction? Is that Aku shot down their ship in the first place. So he started all of this shit just to throw them in jail. This guy's a demon, man. Get him out of here. Aku was also a committed hater. He was so motivated to be his #1 op that the worst thing this man did wasn't even sending assassins after him, destroying all the time pools to stop him from going back, or even dragging him out of one of the time pools as soon as he found one and destroying it right there and then. No, my friends. The worst thing Aku has ever done to Samurai Jack was when he posed as a woman to trick Jack into working alongside him. Spent countless days and nights with him looking for a jewel that would have let him go back to the past And as soon as they found it, the man smashes the jewel in his face and then revealed that he catfished him the entire time. He baited the guy. The man's a villain. You know what pressed I would be if I saw this shit? It's wild, man. This shit goes hand in hand in the likes of what Reverse Flash does to Barry. This shit reminds me of the whole
"It was me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed."
These two are literally the same thing. However, as evil as Aku is, he was a goofy villain at times, I'll be honest. Even though he was evil incarnate and was basically born to be the bad guy, a lot of times throughout the show, he had a lot of human behavior. One with him being a rage bear and basically messing with people every time. But also, he was out here ordering pizza, sleeping and stretching like he was about to run a crazy marathon, and even gave himself therapy because Jack didn't die yet. There was even a time where he wanted to give Jack a lift to the place where they could run the fade. You don't do that with your arch nemesis, bro. That's mad suspicious. Also, one more thing I gotta say about Samurai Jack is that this guy's plot armor is absolutely diabolical. In one episode of the show, Aku had Jack right where he wanted him. He was about to end it.
Oh, I know. Oh, this. When I first saw this, oh my goodness, I was dumbfounded. I was absolutely dumbfounded.
His life and this man's whole career. Stabbed the guy with his own katana and was about to rule the world with an iron fist with nobody in his way. And for some dumb bullshit reason, Jack couldn't get stabbed by the katana, and everyone was shocked here. They couldn't believe it. Aku thought this was some bullshit. Jack couldn't believe he survived, and I thought this was dumb as hell when I first saw it. They owed this man out winning. This made no sense. The characters couldn't even believe what was going on. They knew it was crap. Even though the katana was blessed by the three gods and was used by Jack's dad against Aku the first time and is said to only eradicate evil, it's still a katana. How does that make any sense? You blame the guy. This is some horse shit, man. Aku is a demon. He's a narcissistic, twisted evil born from the depths of the universe like no. He's a hater who commits to his role like he's training for the flipping Olympics. And in all honesty, he gets his shit rolled by Jack, let's be real here. But the man is definitely an evil guy. And you know what? I'd probably also give myself therapy if I was going against Samurai Jack. That guy is a different breed, man, I swear. And now going on to the next villain, we have the one and only Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls. Now before I go on to speaking about this demon, I want to just say Gravity Falls is one of the greatest shows Disney has ever made in their entire history. This show was amazing. The show is an 11 out of 10. The story is peak.
Two seasons of greatness. 2 seasons of pure greatness the show was. 10 out of 10 of a show. 10 out of 10 of a show.
Characters go crazy, and we had the fire and shit like Wendy and Tambry. And you know, man, this show was everything to me growing up. I would never miss an episode, low-key. And Bill Cipher might be one of the greatest cartoon villains of all time. And this guy was something else. He was a devil, man. Now, if you're not familiar with Bill Cipher and what he does, he's basically just a guy who likes to start shit and laugh at it later. Everything's a joke to him. Bill Cipher is a man who started a whole apocalypse and wanted to cause chaos across a whole dimension for fun. Not for world domination, not for his own personal game that would benefit him, but because he was bored and wanted to mess shit up for his own amusement. Throughout Gravity Falls, he comes off as a character who wanted to seem helpful and be an asset to anyone who summoned him. But as the show went along, you just learn he's evil, man, and it's terrifying. Like in Widmageddon, he turned the people of Gravity Falls into a whole chair. Messed up Pacifica's dad rearranging his whole face. Had a group of friends who were out here eating people. He eradicated the Time Police and Time Baby like it was nothing. He put Mabel in a whole infinite Tsukuyomi, and it was crazy. And if he could escape Gravity Falls, he would have done it to the whole universe. He's a sicko. Now, after doing a bunch of research into this man, and there's actually a book that gives you more insight into Bill and Gravity Falls in general, let me explain Bill's backstory to you, man, and get you to understand how this guy became evil incarnate and one of the multiverse's biggest psychopaths. But first, I gotta tell you about the different dimensions. So if you ain't know anything about the different dimensions, I hear you. I never paid attention to maths as well. I never did none of my homework, man. But Bill Cipher comes from the second dimension, where everything's just flat and it's just a bunch of shapes stuck to a surface. But compared to the rest of people in this dimension, he was born with a rare mutation. He had the ability to see into the third dimension, and he saw everything from a completely different perspective, which made him hate his own reality. He didn't like everything being flat and boring compared to him being able to see everything from a different view. So with his ability to see everything differently, he decided to burn his dimension to the ground and escape into what's called the Nightmare Realm, where Bill met his weird-ass friends and roams around in to try and get into our world by jumping into mines and making deals with people giving him passage into reality. And then that leads to him meeting with Stanford, making a deal with him to eventually convince him to make the portal so he could connect their two worlds to cause chaos in his dimension. And in the process of making the portal, the man traumatized Megake so bad that he made a memory eraser gun and used it several times on his head, which led to him becoming some crazy old man. It was peak out here. Look what he was doing to people. Bill Cipher was threatening kids, stole Dipper's body, turned people into tapestries, gave people nightmares, and every time you want to talk or summon him, you have to speak in reverse. And he's a flipping weirdo. He's terrifying, man. Like if I saw Bill Cipher in real life, I I'm cutting. I'm out of there, man. He was a
Facts.
different breed of villain back then. Gravity Falls was just a trippy show in general. Like, a lot of stuff happened throughout the 2 seasons that was just weird as hell. Like the 2 girls who died to rap music, Grunkle Stan drugging someone and making them an attraction in the Mystery Shack, which is crazy. The Shapeshifter, the Spider Lady, the Samoan Trickster, Giffany, and Gideon's little stalker ass being a weirdo. Everyone here was strange, man. Bill Cipher is one of the most evil cartoon villains of all time. The guy takes nothing seriously. He's out here playing games with torturing, killing, finessing, and manipulating people. And all of it to him is some game, since he's bored of rules and doesn't want to live some normal life. This guy is a villain for no flipping reason besides his own amusement. He likes taking the piss out of everyone, and he's definitely one of Disney's most darkest villains. And he's way too overpowered. He can literally do anything he wants. He bends reality like it's nothing, warps your mind, and has multiple abilities that he probably hasn't even shown yet. He's broken, and he does all this shit for the love of the game. This guy is a sicko, and best believe if I saw this man, I'm out of there, man. I'm dipping. Now, we can't speak about villains who are disgustingly evil without speaking about the embodiment of chaos and evil itself. The Lich from Adventure Time. Speaking about the embodiment of chaos and evil itself. The Lich from Adventure Time.
What's up, everybody? Enjoying the video? That's great. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications so when you know I upload another video. Also, tune into the live streams. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So pull up on either one of them that seems fit for you. Without further ado, let's get back into the video. This person is the embodiment of just pure demonic evil. For real. He really is. No joke. Straight up pure evil. What? Ooh.
The Lich is Adventure Time's main villain and is one of the biggest, if not is the biggest sicko of all time. The guy is a demon. His existence revolves around the extinction of all life. The guy was born to kill everybody. It's his purpose. The man went around corrupting everything he touched. He is evil. He manipulated the snail and gum to free him out where Bubblegum and Billy trapped him. Flew to his well of power, got killed by Finn the first time, then the Lich took over Bubblegum and made her some ugly ass monster, which eventually got her killed and turned into a 13-year-old. Then the snail went on to do some more shenanigans, like getting the bear to get the Enka Iridium for him, which he used to kill Billy and then wear his skin as a disguise. Then he manipulated Finn and Jake into collecting the jewels of all the crowds across U to go make a pool to go see Prismo, so he could wish for the eradication of all life. Then some more bullshit goes down. One world happens and Finn and Jake eventually get the Lich to wish for them to go back home, and this guy was just moving weird because the next time we see the Lich, he's just chilling in Prismo's crib doing nothing. The guy was just sitting there like a scrub. He was mad creepy. And then Prismo explained that because he wants to kill people and can't do that in Prismo's room, he's basically useless. He just sits there until Prismo brings his body and the Lich kills him. Then he gets transported to the Citadel since he committed a cosmic crime and corrupted everything. And then we get that one infamous scene that goes crazy that I know we're all definitely familiar with.
Fall.
And then right after this, Finn dashes some life energy at this man and then he becomes the GOAT Sweet Pea. And Sweet Pea was my guy, man. Look how adorable he is. He's a giant baby. Until the King of U pisses him off and then he turns into the Lich again. And starts saying that before there was anything, there was nothing. And when there was nothing, there was monsters. And he terrified him. He got him skedaddling away. And then some more things go down. Finn and Jake go back to Farm World to finesse the Lich again, who tricked that Finn into opening a portal into the multiverse. Then the Lich again messes with Sweet Pea and Finn goes ahead to try and save him. And look at the GOAT Sweet Pea, man. So then Sweet Pea kills the Lich and that's the last time we heard of him. And then in Distant Lands he came back as Death and tried to eliminate all the universes again. Then Mr. Fox killed him and it was finally over. But then he came back in Fiona and Cake and he did it. He accomplished his goal of extinguishing all life and thought that he did everything he was meant to do. But the whole thing of him deleting all of life out of existence and ending everyone just left the man completely depressed. He wasn't as passionate about anything anymore as soon as he achieved his goal. He didn't do nothing else. The man sat in his crib all day and did nothing. He couldn't believe it. He was probably thinking at the time his life would be fulfilled and by achieving his purpose he would have been happy about it. But instead of that, the same thing he wanted for his entire existence was also the one thing that made him feel the most empty. And him being depressed and upset about a situation as this is the same guy who's an evil who existed before time is crazy. And as soon as he went to go ask what the hell is he supposed to do, She turned him into some irregular shape. He was cooked. He was finished. I don't even think I have to say and explain this because he is the embodiment of evil. It was his destiny to go about committing a bunch of bullshit across you and to mess with Finn and Jake because he was born to kill and eradicate everyone. It's literally his purpose. The guy's a hater, and the Lich isn't even the only villain who moves crazy in Adventure Time. They're all evil. Gunthor is a cosmic entity called Orgalog who was out here destroying planets. Peppermint Butler does dark magic and turned into some next up creature. Abigail was out here trying to get everybody's souls and torture people for fun. Golb is the embodiment of chaos and the most powerful being in their world and the most evil, most devilish, most fiendish, most horrible villain in Adventure Time was the Deer. And this Deer did some of the most creepiest shit in the whole series. It broke Finn's legs, made Jake go mental, kidnapped and put all the candy people in some weird goo.
Yeah.
And then the most horrifying thing it did was stand on 2 legs and start taking his hooves off to show off human hands. It was out here doing the Mr. Burns pose from Simpsons. This Deer was a sicko, man. The Lich is already known to be one of the most terrible villains of all time. He's a demon spawn. He wouldn't rest until everybody was dead, and he just wanted to go around murking people. And low-key, this guy's a criminal, man. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to save a special person for last. And debatably, this individual may or may not be worse than the previous 3 villains I mentioned, but the one action this person committed is so horrific, so mad, so crazy to even think about. This one thing they did alone puts him on the pedestal to be known as one of the worst and hated villains of all time. And without yapping too much, I am referring to none other than Shao Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist. Now, if you know nothing about this man or what he did, take it from me.
I have not, to be honest with you, I have not watched Full Metal Alchemist yet. I haven't watched that show, but I've heard the story. Well, I've heard the story, but I've seen on that from the worst violence in anime. Besides, and I don't know why people are adding Goku in that. Goku's a good dad. He ain't perfect, but he's a good dad. Take him out of there. But the Max 2 is Gon's dad and him. And I don't know what he did to be on that list, but he might have done something crazy to be on that list of the absolutely worst dads in anime history. But again, take Goku out of it. Take Goku out of it. He's a great dad. He's a good dad. Sacrificed himself twice for Gohan. Twice for Gohan. 2 times.
He is one of the worst anime characters of all time. Everybody hates this guy with their whole souls because what this guy did in one episode is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life. This shit gets me hit every time I see him, man, I swear. So in the episode, Edward and Alphonse go speak to Mustang, who tells them to go and seek a specialist and chimeras, which would have helped with their mission. And the specialist at the time was Shao Tucker. Then they go ahead to his crib to go and seek out information about chimeras, and they eventually meet his kid Nina and her dog Alexander. And they eventually form a bond with both Nina and Alexander while they're going about their research. While at the same time, Shao was getting desperate, since none of his chimera experiments are going well, and if he doesn't turn up with something successful soon, he won't stay a state alchemist anymore. So then the man resorts to doing something disgusting, something so heinous, so revolting, so crazy that nobody could be the same after witnessing it. It was traumatic. After spending the day in his materials room and finding nothing, Edward and Alphonse go back for the day and decide to return the next day. Only the next time they come over, and he's finally done it. He successfully transmutated a chimera, and they were gas for him. They thought it was cool, until the chimera started speaking, and then it said the words, "Big brother." And it was at this moment Edward realized the chimera he made was from his door and her dog.
You sacrifice your own kid and your dog for succeeding in an experiment? No wonder why people hate this character. No wonder why. You sacrifice your only child for some science experiment that you was failing at?
The man turned his own child and her pet into a test subject so he could stay an alchemist. What does that mean, bro? You're a demon for this. And way back then, when he first got certified for being a state alchemist for making the first chimera, he turned his wife into that chimera.
Your whole family, bro? Look at his face. He don't care. Your wife turned into a chimera. Your own dog you turned into a chimera. Heck, the dog turned into a chimera because of you, bro. You turned your own dog, your own pet into a chimera, bro. Just to stay in a position? Really? Look at his ugly face, bro. No wonder why people hate you, bro. My goodness.
He's a sicko, man. Who does this? This evil, wicked guy sold his daughter out for a pass. He's evil, man. Why would you do this? Nah, man. This scene hit different for me. It gave me trauma, man. It was mad disturbing. Nina didn't deserve this, and it was so uncomfortable to watch. I swear, this guy's a weirdo, man. And that's why I had to mention him. He's disgusting. He did this for a pass and sacrificed his own daughter. He's a villain, man. He's evil. But this was one of the most saddest moments in all of anime. And when Scar came to pack him up and Nina was just sitting there crying, that shit was so upsetting, man. I swear down. And if I saw Chow Tucker in real life, I'm shooting him, man. His life is over, I swear. But hey, these are some characters I thought were evil as hell, and there's way more I could have mentioned. But hopefully we can keep that for a part 2. If you got any more with the cycles I mentioned, put them in the comments below. I appreciate all you, man. Have a blessed and great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Yo, shout out to Waves, man, for the good video, man. Yo. Someone that's listening to this video, I absolutely agree with you. But that last one, I understand. I haven't watched Full Metal Alchemist. I haven't watched it. But now I understand. This dude sold his whole family just to stay in a freaking position. Now one day he's gonna go and get kicked out, retire. You're I'm still ticked off by that. I'm still pissed off by that. Your own family, your wife, your kid, your dog. You sacrificed them for a position? To just keep being a... Get this dude out of here, bro. But yeah, shout out to Waves of the video, man. I hope he makes a part 2 of this. But yeah, the original video will be linked in the description down below. Follow me on all the socials. All that being said, I'm Jeremiah. Let me repeat myself. This is Jeremiah. God bless you. Jesus loves you. Repent and be saved. I'm out. Peace, peace.